Hey guys, what's up? George here, aka T-WreckSs, bringing you another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are putting a spotlight on a champion, and that is Stagg. Now, you will have Stagg if you bought the Battle Pass, the first Battle Pass that Raid ever did. Keep an eye out, there will be a new Battle Pass coming soon as the fusion is done, hopefully within the next month or so. We are going to be taking a look at Stagg. I recently 60'd him, and he has made a big difference to my game. So, firstly, his look, his artwork. I think he is probably one of the coolest looking characters in the game. Very Robert Baratheon, Game of Thrones. He has the glowing shield. He has the really cool halberd. Nice cape. I think his artwork is absolutely spot on, so well done Plarium for that. Obviously, Stagg is a support character. So at the moment, I have him running in speed boots, attack chest, crit rate gloves, and then I have an offset shield and accuracy on his helm and weapon. So if we go in his skills and have a look, he has a passive, Lead the Pack. This passive is incredible if you team him up with Skull Crusher for the Fire Knight, which I'll explain in a minute. It basically places a 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally for 1 turn each time the ally has a debuff resisted by an enemy, and I'll explain why this is ultra cool with Skull Crusher in a minute. His A2, Huntmaster, attacks all enemies and has a 70% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense and a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns, and this is bookable. You can book this all the way up to 95%, so almost 100% chance. Although he is usable without book, 70% is still a very high chance of placing that, and obviously it's AoE, decreased defense and attack, so that puts him in a similar sort of league to Madame Ceres, who also does the same. She has different utility, but he is a good alternative if you don't have her. And his A1 is attack 1 enemy 2 times, which is always nice. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Not necessarily one of the more used debuffs, but it does come in handy if you need to slow somebody down so you can get your other characters going twice before they go. Let's have a quick look at the masteries. I ran masteries down to War Master, and then I used Support Tree to get more accuracy, to get more benefit from his artifacts, and then obviously to try and land his debuffs and extend the debuffs if possible. So, Stagg, where do I use him? Everywhere that Spirit is either equal or strong affinity, mostly at the moment in Dragon and Fire Knight, and I'm going to run him through the Fire Knight right now just to show you why I think he's so good with Skull Crusher. Now, at the moment, I am farming stage 16, which is Void, so he's neither strong nor weak. But for me, I have my Skull Crusher built so that he has very low accuracy, because I use him in the clan boss. I don't want him laying his heal reduction debuff on the clan boss, because that takes up one of the slots that the clan boss has available, and therefore I can't get poison or decreased defense or decreased attack onto the clan boss. Now, when I run him in the Fire Knight, it's quite nice, even though it's only, I believe, a 50%. Let's just double check while we're here. Yeah, it's only a 50% heal reduction. It's quite nice to be able to get that on the Fire Knight now and then so that he cannot heal up. Now, what happens is Skull Crusher comes in with low accuracy, and he is resisted by the Fire Knight on the first time he hits him with the A1 once the shield is down. But because of Stagg passive, and if you saw it just then, he had it on himself, he then applies a 50% accuracy increase to Skull Crusher, which means when Skull Crusher comes in, he can then lay his heal reduction on the Fire Knight the second time he comes in with that A1, which makes him really nice. And it also means that their synergy together, I feel, is very good, because you can build your Skull Crusher out for the clan boss with low accuracy, and as long as he makes it to the end, which unfortunately he's been frozen this time, Stagg will help him to lay that heal reduction debuff. Even though it's the small one, it still helps on the Fire Knight in the final stage of this run. So we're going to let this go. You'll notice the Stagg hits pretty hard as well. He lays his debuffs a lot. I have him, obviously, with Mastery, he's at 80% to lay the debuff. He lays it a lot. I run this on auto because I'm a little bit lazy. If I was running it on manual, it'd probably be a bit of a quicker run. But he lays these debuffs a lot, so he puts out his decrease attack, decrease defense all the time, which is really, really nice. And obviously being Spirit Affinity, he can come up against different people. My Tyrell, who is my other decrease defense, decrease attack champion, is fantastic. One of the best epics in the game. I have a video coming on him very soon, if not already happened. Make sure you check that out. I know a lot of you will have pulled him in the recent 10 times chance for the High Elves faction. He's obviously fantastic, but he is magic affinity, so when we come up against his weak affinity force, then unfortunately he takes a lot of weak hits. This is when Stag Knight comes in double handy, because he is strong against the force affinity, so he will be really helpful for you. So you see there we have the increased accuracy on Skull Crusher. Unfortunately, I think the shield is still up, but if the shield was down, that increased accuracy would have helped him lay a heal reduction debuff, which would mean the Fire Knight cannot heal up as much. So Stag Knight himself, fantastic champion, really, really strong. I just 60'd him, took him to full masteries. I originally, there you go again, he's put another 50% increased accuracy on himself. I was considering using him in the clan boss for the fact that his decreased defense and decreased attack are on one move. Unfortunately, you can't keep that decreased defense or decreased attack up 100% of the time due to the cooldown on the move and the fact that every time there you go, there's the heal reduction. That's exactly what I was talking about. Every time Skull Crusher will be resisted by the clan boss, he'll get that increased accuracy, which you don't want. So I decided to stick with Tyrell in the clan boss instead of moving over to Stag Knight. But I feel like Stag Knight, he's not the best epic in the game, but I think he's my favourite epic at the moment based on artwork and his skill set and the fact that he has helped me pass all the way through to Dragon 20. Right, we don't want that at all. Now, I'm not currently farming Dragon 20. I have cleared it now, but I'm currently farming Dragon Stage 18, and I use Stag Knight in here as well. We won't go into a run of that because it just takes a little bit too long. I haven't yet used him in Spider. I'm going to be testing him in Spider later today, but I would imagine he probably does very, very well as in the Ice Golem, now that they can use their A2 AoE moves on the Ice Golem on auto instead of avoiding doing that. If you have Stag Knight from the Battle Pass, congratulations. You should definitely crack on, build him up. He is absolutely fantastic. And that is that for the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. 70% of you are still watching these videos unsubscribed, and it really does help the channel when you subscribe. Sorry, can't speak this morning. It's pretty early here in the UK. I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget, get online and get wrecking.